We told you that we could feel the all hell was going to break loose here tonight.
Don't tell me! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Are you kidding me?
Hi everyone and welcome back to Sports Entertainment, and we are coming at you with more news and rumors from the world of wrestling. Today, we're going to take a look at rumors of Jeff Hardy going to AEW, WWE star rejects a contract, Brock Lesnar being hilarious on SmackDown, the removal of Superstar from the WWE roster, and doctors ordering Chris Jericho not to sing in London tonight. But first, please subscribe to Sports Entertainment and also like this video. Jeff Hardy to AEW? By now, everybody knows that on Thursday this past week, it was reported and broken by Sean Ross of Fightful that Jeff Hardy has been released following a situation where he had appeared at a house show in sluggish condition and attempted to leave the match by going through the crowd. Echoes of that Victory Road match with Sting, and after this, it was reported that WWE had offered Hardy help, but he rejected that offer. With not much resource left, WWE released him, and he's now sitting out of his 90-day non-compete clause, which will expire in March of 2022. But that hasn't stopped his brother, AEW's big money Matt Hardy, from working his social media mastery and creating speculation of a reunion of the Hardy Boys. He posted a tweet that appeared to have a reference to the Hardys and Team Xtreme, the brothers group with Lita in the Attitude Era. The tweet read, "I feel extremely good about the future." Of course, there has been no confirmation of Hardy's release by any of the parties involved, but Matt did mention on a live stream that Jeff is okay and is currently at home. Would you be excited to see Team Xtreme in AEW? Would they bring back Lita too? Make some noise and voice your opinions on the matter. WWE star rejects contract. Here's an unexpected story, as it was reported earlier this week that Kairi Sane would be possibly returning to wrestling after she had taken down the WWE part from her Instagram name and updated her bio to say that she was a former WWE superstar before repeating that change on her Twitter account. It was then confirmed by the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the contract had officially expired, making Sane a free agent. But according to a new report, Kairi Sane was recently offered a new contract to stay in WWE but opted to reject the contract and become a free agent and remain in Japan. There has been no official statement on the matter from either WWE or from Sane herself, but the report also from Dave Meltzer notes that she was in fact offered a new contract by WWE, who wanted her to come back to the US and to the ring, but the former NXT Women's Champion made it clear that she wants to stay in Japan, where she'd been working as an ambassador for WWE. The report read Kairi Sane's contract has expired, WWE wanted to renew her deal and have her return and wrestle, but she didn't want to live in the US, and with COVID, the travel back and forth isn't going to work right now. Brock Lesnar is hilarious on SmackDown. The most recent episode of SmackDown saw some unprecedented comedy coming from Brock Lesnar, of all people. On the December 3rd episode, Lesnar had provoked Sami Zayn into taking his upcoming Day 1 Universal title match against Roman Reigns that night, rather than waiting until the New Year's pay-per-view. Zayn attempted to talk some smack to Lesnar about his record versus Reigns, but Lesnar would take him down to Suplex City, setting him up for a crushing squash against Reigns in the impromptu title match. Fast forward to this week, and Sami Zayn sat in a wheelchair with a couple of male nurses, where he ended up in another face-to-face against Lesnar. It proved to be a very interesting segment, showcasing Brock's ability as a babyface, and he was able to cut his own promo for once, and he held it together very nicely. The shock of seeing Lesnar talking for himself saw fans responding well to his hilarious antics, including speaking French, and inviting Sami Zayn to go to Canada with them. Fortunately, Paul Heyman was able to cut a promo that led to Brock laying Sami out, so the fans went home happy. It's interesting though, as the question remains whose side Heyman will be on Day 1. WWE removes Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly from internal roster. This past week, it was reported that like Kairi Sane, Johnny Gargano had opted to not renew his contract with WWE and instead become a free agent. This is happening at a time where leaving WWE is becoming more and more popular. Of course, perhaps because of all the opportunities that lie elsewhere. In any case, Gargano cut a heartfelt promo on NXT 2.0 this week, which most can tell wasn't scripted. He was permitted to run over the show's time and given a lot of headroom to talk about whatever he wanted for his final promo. But he was also attached by Grayson Waller, which some had thought would lead to a new feud, but instead Gargano's a free agent. Further reports have speculated that Gargano will not be rushing off to any other companies just yet, as he may opt to spend time with his wife Candice LeRae as she prepares to give birth to their first child next year. Gargano isn't the only one on the way out though, as Kyle O'Reilly's contract was also on a course for expiration this month. By all accounts, WWE had a hope to keep at least one of the two around, but O'Reilly joined the ranks of the outers, becoming a free agent. This is according to Mike Johnson, who has reported that both men had not been removed from the company's internal roster, which means that there are definitely no plans for them to return anytime soon. Doctors ordered Jericho not to sing tonight. As many will know, Chris Jericho was hospitalized during his current tour with Fozzy, which led to the unfortunate cancellation of Friday and Saturday's performance in Swansea, Wales, and Nottingham, England, respectively. With all the threats of restriction happening in the UK at the moment, the venue did make a point to announce that the hospitalization had nothing to do with any kind of positive test. Chris Jericho took to Twitter recently and stated, "I'm feeling good. They just wanted to observe me overnight and I'm in the right place, not COVID related." Unfortunately, Jericho didn't make mention of what it was that led to doctors wanting to keep him from observation overnight. But of course, this is his own private information, and it's his choice whether to share it. Fozzy currently has one date remaining on the last leg of the tour, finishing up the O2 in London tonight. But plans have led to be charged after doctors ordered Jericho not to sing at the concert due to medical reasons. As this story unfolded in the last few hours, we now know that the changes involve the show starting with the world exclusive premiere, listening party of the band's upcoming album Boombox, which is not out until April 15, 2022. All the 12 songs will be heard for the first time ever in a live setting, with the members of the band present. We wish him a speedy recovery and respect his decision on the matter, which should prove to be an unexpected treat for the London fans. Well, that's it for today's news. What are your thoughts? If you haven't, please like the video and also subscribe to Sports Entertainment, and I'll see you guys next time.